Hello. I should preface this by saying the window is open. Like, my bedroom window is open, so if you hear anything out there, that's just the nature of life. Um, I thought I would do some pen and ink doodles, question mark? Um, oh my god. I don't know, I'm having such trouble lighting these matches. I think the match ends are just super wimpy on these ones. But yeah, I'm lighting some incense. My favorite bayberry. It's so good. I like it a lot. Anyway, trying to think. How was your day? First of all, um, my day was good. I went to work. I really didn't feel like going to work, but I did it. And I'm glad I went, just because, I got to see my coworkers that I really adore. And I was, I'm not gonna lie, I was bored and I was treatfully craving. I was treatfully craving a Baskin Robbins Cappy. I guess they changed the name or something because it used to be called like I don't know, freaking know what they called it. Cappuccino. They called it like something. But now it's like the Cappy, which is I guess it's a cute name. I guess it's a really cute name for it. But I don't remember it being called the Cappy. But it's a cute thing to call it though. It was basically like their coffee, ice cream, and cinnamon drink. It's got like enough calories to cover you for the day. Um, but I got the Oreo version because I F with a good Oreo. The smoke is getting a little out of hand here. That's okay. Um, but yeah, it was pretty tasty. I enjoyed it muchly. Um, and I also treated my coworkers to a cappy and a cotton candy ice cream as well, because you know, it, I gotta extend my branch, my olive branch. I don't know. I just felt generous. And mind you, I didn't like leave to go pick it up or anything. I literally like I bought a personal taxi for the ice cream. That is to say, I door dashed it. Um, and shit is expensive, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I think it's worth it to spread a little bit of joy. It's the middle of July. It wasn't like a blistering day today, but I don't need an excuse to get ice cream, okay? You don't need to give me a big excuse to get some ice cream in my gullet and in the gullet of those who I appreciate the company of. I want ice cream in their gullets, and I want it in mine. So, very simple as that. Gosh, I hate how the ink gets all over the cap whenever you turn the ink thing upside down. This is not an ink bottle, by the way. It is a jam jar full of ink. I mean, if I were to get a designated ink well, I would totally F with, like, those videos of people foraging in the river for like 100-year-old bottles? Oh my god. I love those videos. I love when people are out getting 100-year-old bottles of frickin' ink. I realize I put my supplies in my purse because I went to an artist meetup for women yesterday. Really awesome. That was like a really fun experience. let me go grab my pencil sharpener. I grabbed my pencil sharpener and some colored pencils, even though likely I probably will not need them. But it doesn't hurt to have them. Actually, my pencil's a little dull. I can sharpen it. But yeah, I went to a meetup. I don't know if you've heard of a website called Meetup, but you can meet random strangers on the internet. Obviously, be careful. You know, you don't know these people, probably. And who knows? Who knows? But, it was, like, really neat. Like, the vibe was really awesome. There was just an awesome, like, my buddy who came with me described it as, like, feminine energy. And I agree. It was just, like, the ladies and us. And, like, some of us were queer. And then, yeah, there was, like, a bit of an age range. So there were, you know, us young things, like in our 20s, approaching our 30s, and then somebody who is a little bit, like, older, born in the 90s, you know. I was also born in the 90s, late 90s. And then there was an older lady there. She had just retired in 2017. Super cool people. And I think a lot of it was, like, getting to know each other and, like, chatting. I didn't even, like, I didn't draw as much as I thought I would have. But that's alright. Like, I'm not in it to, like, be super duper productive. It's more about the vibes and the energy and, like, getting to know some folks, you know. I am sketching out Lucius Diamine, one of my characters. I don't always sketch before I dive in with ink, but sometimes it does help just to know what the heck I'm doing. And, like, get a vibe for what I'm looking at. And it just helps structure things a little bit more. He's, like, a pretty built guy. I think I drew a thing of him based on this, like, meme image where it was like, you know, give a man body dysmorphia and he'll work out for life. Something like that. That's him. He is that. You know, he's very built because he's very insecure about his body. He's also a businessman, which is really funny. Like, have a ripped businessman, but that's essentially what he is. He's kind of like a mine owner, like he owns, like, a bunch of gemstone mines and, like, gold and all these resources, right? And he doesn't like it. He doesn't really like being in the public eye or having so much attention and having so much responsibility. He don't like all that. But here he is. I don't even know if I want to draw him all this, like, full body. But I'm, like, sketching it out anyways. Maybe I'll stop, like, right here. Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to, like, take up the whole page with his, bodaciousness. Let's just erase that so that I don't do it by mistake. or even think about it. This is a Daiso eraser, by the way. I haven't used these particular erasers from Daiso in like a hot minute. They're like the little guy eraser. I don't know how to describe it or what brand it really is. It's like a little guy on there. He's quite cute. And it's Kuromi. It's from Daiso, but it's made in China. I think that's a little what's the word? Deceitful, even. But I don't really care. It's not really something I'm really caring about very much. I keep sniffing it because it's grape. It's grape scented, and it smell good. It smell very good. Lucius, most of the time he's quite anxious actually, but he can actually be quite, what's the word, ruthless as well as anxious. If you're trying to like mess with him, and like he knows when people know that he's a little bit of a weak link. So when you mess with him in that regard and you're trying to like manipulate him, he can sniff it out and he's like, okay, like I'm not having any of that, like he's not having any of it. He doesn't want to be messed with, and he's not somebody to be messed with. I mean, don't forget that he is Lucius Daimon. He is a Daimon, in his world, in their story. The Daimon family is pretty influential. They have basically the monopoly on medications in Antarctica. They have a lot of subsidiaries, sister companies and stuff that they're just giants in like the corporate world and the material world. That's a good way to put it. The material world is like owned by them. And so Lucius is, I don't want to say he's like Elon Musk because I don't think he really is. I would just say the only similarity is that he inherited the diamond mines, or the cool mines. The Cool family and the Daimon family married at some point, and so Daimon owns the coal mines. And so there's that lore dropping, I don't want to like be super precious with the inks, because it's not fun to ink that way. I want to make it a little bit nasty, like Janet Jackson nasty. Years. I don't know if there's anything I can teach here. Inking is not something that should be super precious. And what I mean by that is, it feels like you got one shot at inking. And that if you make a mistake, it's there forever. That's not necessarily true. You can fix inking mistakes with like whiteout and stuff. I think it's a little bit harder when you're doing like ink washes and such, but just kind of go with the flow, and you can fix mistakes as you go. I'm not really making any mistakes because every stroke is beautiful and perfect, and think of it like Bob Ross Happy Accidents or whatever. Oh, F. See, we can, like, turn that blob into a teaching moment. So what I would do is, go like that. And just kind of turn that into a shadow. So I do want to, like, work with some more shadowed lines. And we can, like, elaborate by putting something here to make it like a shadowed area as well. Dip pens are a little bit finicky sometimes in the way that you really have to, like, follow them and their curves. Like, you may see me going upside down like this, like turning the pen. And that's because you cannot really go up like this very comfortably. You can do it a little bit, but you can't, like, press down when you are. You know, there's, like, a certain way they go. And then another thing about dip pens is that you have to dip them very frequently. I really don't think you're gonna see it super well, but on my pen there is a bit of a, I don't know what to call that. It's like an ink reservoir that you attach to the nib, and then it kind of catches more ink. That way, you know, more ink sticks on the underside of the nib, and you can get more out of it. And I think that I overpaid for this one because it came with the brass pen holder that I'm using now. This is like the body of the pen, and the dip nib is separate, like it can come out. Oh my god. But yeah, I think this was a little bit expensive just because, like, it came with the pen holder, or like the nib holder. But after I cleaned it a bunch of times with, like, alcohol and pen cleaner and stuff, it turned out that it wasn't, like, really brass, I guess, or at least it doesn't look brass underneath all that, like, color, like this brass color. I don't know about the rest of this. I do believe the body is brass, but they, like, wanted to put the price tag somewhere. So they were like, okay, let's make the body of the pen super expensive and then use a random Tachikawa G nib, and then, like, make a really expensive, not even, like, make a, like, nib reservoir that fits underneath. And the thing is, I thought it was, like, super unique, and then I saw, like, on the set of dip pens, dip nibs that my coworker got me. That was really nice of her, by the way. But they had a bunch of, let me show you. They had a bunch of these to go over them also, and I was like, dang, that's a lot like the thing that I paid a lot of money for. And you know, I just kind of harvested those things from those, like, nibs, and then used them on my vintage dip nibs. And so, yeah, I really appreciated the gesture a lot. It was, like, very attentive to my interests. The nibs themselves were just alright, you know? I'd probably like play around with them every now and then, but I really like to use these vintage nibs. And when I say vintage, I mean they're like 100 years old. And they still work like the day they were made. And it's like really awesome. You can like really do a lot with them, I guess. Detailing his crotch. I think a lot of people are scared to detail the crotch. I guess reasonably so, because it's kind of a uncomfortable area to focus on if you don't really if you don't really want to, you know. Um but you know, just grow up. I don't know how to explain it. You just gotta chill out and just do it. Um it's not that crazy. Like, hold on. It's like any other part of the body, you know. I'm just kind of like detailing the seams as well on these pants. And his pockets. He's a little bit sister snatch, so I'm gonna like fix that a little bit. And you know, that shadow trick comes in handy because you can just put it in there. I'm kind of just making this up as I go, which is kind of easier because if you have a plan, sometimes it just makes it harder when it doesn't go according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan. So yeah, just kind of like, I don't know, play around with dip pens. A lot of my confidence with them comes from years of effing around with them. Just doing like whatever with dip pens. I did do a lot of like detail work with them when I was younger, like really precise stuff. But as I get older, I'm like, just like, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, this is really fun. I haven't really connected with dip pen like I have in like late 2025 and 2026 in a while. I think it's just because like I got really into ballpoint pens, which is really funny because it's like ballpoint pens. Aren't those like the like super cheap nothing pens that you like steal from the bank or whatever? It's like, yeah, they are. But I mean, part of it is that they're just so accessible. You can just get them anywhere, and you can get them for absolutely free. But also they have like a range, because ballpoint pens are actually quite versatile for whatever reason. They're like strangely versatile. They can make thin lines, thick lines, light lines, and dark lines. They can kind of just do it all for whatever reason. There's like a little bit of paper stuck here, so I'm gonna wipe that off. So yeah, there's Lucius. Gonna like detail his face a little more here. Lucius Diamine. I'm extending his legs past where I said I would. Just a little bit. Gotta, like, make it work. Oh shit. I'm, like, a little further than I would normally with this leg. That's okay. Lucius. Let's, like, write his name so that when I try to look him up on my phone later, it can zero in on the text. I'm gonna try to write it to the left of him. And that's not my best lettering work ever. I just wanted to have something down. I like that. I like that. I should draw some more of him, just because I'm always drawing him with his other brothers, Solaire and Brighton. But I don't know that I have much of just him on his own. And he does have his, like, role in this story that he's contained within. So it's like, I want him to shine in some ways. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Haha, I'm so funny, I'm so clever. I'm so pretty and witty and gay. Let me try that again. I'm so pretty and witty and gay. The way you did once upon a dream. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. I have erased him. And I'm debating whether or not I want to do, like, color or just ink wash. I think I'll leave him be for now and then just, like, do color. Or no, good lord, I can't speak. I think I'll leave him alone and then do a different drawing of him. One of the things he does most is stress out at his desk. So I think I will be doing that. So I'm gonna, like, draw kind of a plane here. And it kind of, like, has a I don't know, like, I'm not really that exact here with my... Trying not to burp into the freaking mic, good god. I'm not super exact with my points here, but I do want to, like, be somewhat accurate, I guess. I don't friggin' know. His desk is probably gonna sit, like, somewhere here. And he's gonna be, like, up here. His, like, shoulders are gonna sit right here. He's gonna be, like, sweeping his arm out, like, this, and like his other arm can be like that. He is a very stressed out guy. He's very anxious, but he does like not really come across as a guy who can be pushed around. He can be pushed around by like people who are like on his level is the thing though. Like if you are looking for a raise or something from him, he's really tough on that. He's not easy to sway in that regard. I don't know what clothes I'm giving him here. He usually wears like a vest. That's usually what I put him in. And his like rippling shoulders come out of him. Maybe give him like these little bar sleeves for like style. And like a stack of books here that's like kind of in the way. Or like papers, maybe. Maybe like his name plaque here. Like Lucius or L. I mean, little inkwell moment here with like a pen. Papers flying all over. And I can like BS this as I go, you know. More stacks of paper. Like maybe a filing cabinet behind him. The goal is just to make it look kind of chaotic. I'm trying not to make it look too similar to like offices I've drawn before of the other diamines. But I do think some cohesion would be pretty lit, as they say. And I'm trying to imagine what his office is like. I think it's very he aims for organized, but it's not really. There would be like you know, actually it would be cool instead of making this a painting, making it one of those freaking like red yarn pin boards that people have. I think that would suit his like chaotic nature a lot more. I wouldn't say he's chaotic so much as like the man's disorganized in his thoughts and very frantic and not really having the time for details in the way that like he would be good at paying attention to details. He would probably be very caught up in the details, but not in the way that helps. And he's got like notes all over his like cabinets and stuff. Yeah. That works. And then like a plant, just because he has to have something to kill. And like a calendar. Something to stress him out even more. And then just kind of draw the edge of his desk. Yes, I like that. This is very detailed. I don't normally think about it this hard, but I wanted to do something fancy on camera. I don't know. Being in front of a camera makes you act different. Makes you draw different. So, let's start by dipping our pen and not making a big blobby mistake right away. I'm gonna like shake off a lot of ink on there. And I really want to like start with the hand here. I want to like start with putting him in the like foreground first, so I can like draw the background stuff after the fact. More like I don't want it to like, how do I explain this? Good God, I just gotta articulate my thoughts before they come out, but I feel the need to just speak really fast on camera. What I really want to say is that I don't want to cramp the foreground images or elements by overdrawing the background. I think it's simpler to think about than it is to say it. Just be like, oh yeah, I just want to make sure that the shit isn't like in there, you know? That's easy. Like, you don't gotta overcomplicate it, Lynn. Like, it's fine. Let's see. And then give him his poofy little bar sleeves. I think it, like, adds a degree of sexy. There's something really loud outside. It sounds like a truck. A truck. And an airplane. An airplane and a truck happening at once. Because of course they have to. Like, at the same time. Why wouldn't they? You know, making a video is really interesting because you're like, what do I say to make the camera super interesting? What do I say to be super funny and relevant on camera? And honestly, the quiet time has its relevance. Let's like make this shaded. Maybe I should just like think my process out loud if that helps at all. My guess is that it's gonna be distracting me from like actually drawing to like speak. I think about like how other people just voice over, and I'm like, how do you know? I mean, I guess like you just edit, right? Like you just edit stuff to make it work with a voiceover. I'm like not good at voiceovers, not yet anyways. I guess I can like work on that. Lucius is stressing like salad dressing right now. He's got like a lot of stuff to do and no time to do it. So little time. Let's see. I have him like kind of in suspenders here, so I think I will go with that. I guess I like thought about it for 2 seconds and then just didn't edit whether or not he's actually in suspenders or not. So I'm gonna give those to him. Let's like move them over this way actually. I have nothing to say. I'm just kind of locking in, I guess. I will say it's like 11. I'm so like I don't want to be sleepy. I don't want to freaking be sleepy cuz I like spent my whole day working. I want to like do something joyful before I go to sleep. And I find myself like I don't freaking know what it is, but when I'm trying to speak on camera, I start to yawn and it's so annoying. like it's not happening now because obviously it's not when I'm trying to like demonstrate it. But I get sleepy on camera and I'm like, what is this phenomenon? What is this? Like, what is going on? Like, can we not do this? And of course now it's like, like it's not working. Like, it's not doing the sleepy thing. So it's like, okay, whatever. Like, you win this time. Or maybe I win this time, but at what cost? Oh, F. The blob of ink. Jesus. I'm gonna just try to make that look intentional. There we go. It's intentional now. I wonder if people have questions about how does this even work? Like, how do you ink something that you didn't actually put down and you just like put down a vague shape? I would like to give a BS answer to be like, don't worry about it, but like, I feel like it does deserve some attention. Like, I should probably answer that for real. It's like a visual library, is what people call it, where you know what things look like without looking. Like, and people think they know what something looks like. It's really easy to think you know what something looks like. But then, like, you have to really pull from your memory, like, what does this thing actually look like? Like, what are the exact curves of a banana? And you would think that is so simple. Anybody could draw a banana. But there's like these exact curves in a banana. The exact way that a banana is. And like how one side is more inward than the other or whatever. Like just stuff like that. And you wouldn't think it, but Lord, a banana is more complex than you think. So, like, even things like the spots on a banana. Do you remember what shapes those are exactly? And people might be like, yeah, I can do that. And they just, like, lay down some BS. And it's, like, not as simple as you think it is. And when you realize, you're like, oh, shoot, maybe I'm, like, stupid. I don't know what a banana looks like. And so, really, you just have to, like, study it by like looking at it. And so like things like these hands, I know what hands look like because I've looked at them so much and I've like thought about the exact way that they look. And that's like a lot of art, is just knowing what stuff looks like. Like if when you use references, like you're looking at what you're gonna draw, that's not cheating. By the way, people think that's cheating all the time. And I think it's kind of dumb to make people think that's cheating because, like the great masters, they had people sitting for hours at a time in front of them. Okay, that wasn't cheating. That was literally how you drew people accurately. So that's not cheating, brother. Like that's just how you draw. That's just how it works. And you know, sometimes I do BS. Like this pen is a little BS'd. Um, let's just, for the sake of being nice, think that BS stands for badly scribbled. And, I just kind of badly scribble it. Like, it's not really exact. I'm not using a reference, but I know in my mind kind of what an inkwell looks like, so I can, um, make it up in my head. You know, like, you see it's going over like my line where the desk is. That's okay. We can like move it down a little bit. I want to like get here and yeah, I'm gonna like see if I can start on these details back here a little bit. Let's like draw his like dead plant. That thing has suffered and has not been alive for a long time. This poor thing. He has badly abused this thing. It has not had water or seen water for like ever, and it stresses him out that it's dead. But he doesn't touch it because he doesn't want to even look at it, but then he has to deal with its energy in the room. Even so. So he is losing very badly here. Let's like do some sticky notes and like his calendar here. What's the most stressful month? I think business wise, it's probably December. And like, just period, like the business, adult worldly stuff. No, but like actually, December is very stressful. There's everything going on in December, not a single break. How can I actually squeeze December? This is close enough. It's like hard to freehand fitting words in. So let's like make this big empty space down here, and then the actual like one, oh shoot, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's close enough. The thing is, you can just like BS anything almost. Come on, ink. That's a dangerous move, by the way. Don't shake your pen right over your illustration. Don't do that. That's not a good move to be doing. Let's see. Some more papers that are like stuck on with magnets. and like just make this thing here. Clutter is like really fun to draw if you really get into it. Like, let's say I want to draw this pin here and this pin here, and like draw these like strings. And then just like a couple papers hanging here. Let's like turn this into a post-it that's like pinned on. And then it's really fun to use the pen, and it's like obviously like the way that it can go thick to thin. So there's like a little tide bit there, a little tide bit there. So like don't be afraid to mess around with like flexing your pen. That's like the joy of dip pen a lot of the times, is that you can do that. Like this, hallelujah, this is fun. And like, you know, don't make it super clinical, just be organic with it. I think it's really easy to get caught in the trap. I think I already mentioned this, but like got caught in the trap of like making things look super duper perfect, and nobody wants like super perfect like shape tool shapes, at least not right now. We're not in the 90s or whatever, you know, when everybody was like, oh my god, like shape tool. And like what's an example? Gradients, super like 50-50 gradients. That's one thing. He's got like so much shungite on his whiteboard. I don't think he can even read anything on it. It's like everything on here, dude. You gotta do something about this. He's got like sticky notes stuck to sticky notes stuck to sticky notes. This guy is like losing it. He does like eventually step down from this line of work because he can't handle it. He retires early. He's like, I got the money. I can't do this. Like, this is not in me. Like, I can't. I don't got it. I don't got it. I don't got it. Like, I don't want it. He doesn't want to do this. Like, if there was one thing he wanted to do, it's to disappear and have no phone calls. Like, he just wants to throw his phone, his like landline, into the ocean. This takes place in a time without cell phones quite yet, not until like the 90s, 2000s, you know. So he doesn't quite have like a cell phone, but if he did, he would hate it. Needless to say, he would hate that thing. I'm like putting circles and vague chart like shapes here. And I'm realizing how cluttered this looks. I want to like see if coloring magic will save this. Like like if I put this in like a coloring program, in an art program, and then just like color it, can I make these background elements like a different color? Yes, I can. Like make, instead of black lines, make it like blue or something, so it's just a little bit easier to ignore. And you may be thinking, like, ignore, like, you just put all that work in, and it's like, yes, you want to make it look lived in, but not grab the attention of the scene so much that you don't focus on the stuff ahead. Like, we want to see Lucius, but we want to also see him in a cluttered environment. We don't want that environment to be so distracting that it's hard to look at. Art is very interesting in that manner. And it may be subjective, like maybe you do want to feel like overloaded when you look at this. And I feel like, yes, this is like the sense that I get. This feels overloaded. Which is why I feel the need to like dial it back at some point. Like with the colors, I would love to see how I can dial that back. He's like, oh my god, this man is a mess, and I'm the one who's making him a mess. Teehee, no, but like, actually, he's my guy, and I have to write him in a certain manner, so he's gonna be super disorganized. And I haven't even gotten to his desk itself yet. So let's do that. Let's like, I want to like have potential for stuff hanging over his desk. So maybe like piece of paper. Underneath his like name plaque. There's a bug. There is a bug. Hi, bug. I don't really care. I just noticed it. So let's like give it L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. I better not sing that while I'm lettering, or else I'm gonna make a grave mistake. What I meant to say was I want to give this not sans. I want to give it what? Serif. I want to give it serif. So I'm making it a serif font. V is very, very M. Wanna remember what I'm doing. E. Diame. And I'm not like going for perfection here. I'm just going for passable. I'm not like looking to really letter. Which is really funny because it's like, aren't you lettering? It's like, don't worry about it. Like, come on, man. Just give me some ink. There you go. And I'm thinking I want to like just touched him the way he touched me. And do 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 ma dum ma da 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 dum. This heavyweight champion takes the prize. I'm thinking about Hairspray. I love that movie musical so much. It's so fun. fun fact, when I first watched Hairspray as like a teenager in high school, I did not know John Travolta was a woman. Uh, like, I knew who John Travolta was. I didn't realize he was playing um the mom in Hairspray. I didn't realize that was a man in a dress, and I was like, she's cute though. It just proves my queerness, I guess. Like, it's just really funny. I'm like, people are like, really? You didn't know? I'm like, I thought that was just a rockin' babe. Okay? like, don't come for me. I'm a real ally for this. I don't really consider myself a chaser because, I mean, I am also of the transgenderisms, so it's like, how can you chase your own tail? I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, just so goofy. Oh my god, this guy's a mess. He's just got so much stuff going on his like desk. It's just a lot. I would love to actually touch this up in digital. I say that now, like, as if I really, really want to do that, but I don't. Yours a staple. Oh my god. I'm just like, this guy's desk is so messy. How is he? How do you live like this, princess? Princess, you live like this? Oh, looks like you need some help, princess. He is kind of my baby girl. He, first and foremost, his wife's baby girl, because he is married. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, dudes. But he's married. He is bisexual, and that's between him and God, because he's bisexual in the 80s. So he's not gonna be a pop star anytime soon. So that doesn't help him out. He is literally like in the most stressful, I'd say, position to be gay in any sense of the word. Um, where was I? So my camera overheated, and I uh, spontaneously did my nails with my sibling. Um, I kind of want to peel it off already because I used nail stickers, and they kind of like don't lay down really flat, and I can feel them, and I just want to peel them up. Like, I was the guinea pig. I did the nail stickers first before I put them on her. So I kind of messed up in areas. And now I'm like, I feel it. I feel the need to peel it all up. But let's see. Let's continue where I left off. I was like working on these areas, and then I want to like, so let's have some more paper hang down. Yeah, I like that. And just kind of like completely coat his desk in like random papers and stuff. And then do like some wood paneling to just give it some dimension. It was really funny because a sibling of mine really likes to watch those documentaries of like, not documentaries, but so much as like YouTube videos of guilty people getting caught in interrogations and stuff like that. She likes that morbid stuff. And I don't usually watch, I don't seek that kind of thing out. So, that was what was on while we were doing our nails. And, it was interesting to hear people and their methods of how they get that stuff out of people and what they resort to saying when they know they're gonna get caught. Quite interesting indeed. It's like, oh my god, you people need to just learn to confess. Speaking of guilty people needing to confess, so the thing with Lucius is that he always feels like he's done something wrong, and I think he knows the impact of his father's and his subsequent like participation in the business is quite harmful. I think the thing that we focus on is that like Zion Diamine is not doing good things. He is not doing good things. And so like how do his family members deal with this knowing that this is like harmful? Solaire kind of just soldiers on and continues the work, but kind of breaks a generational curse in his own way, you know? Um, Lucius breaks under the pressure and hops out, paving the path for his younger brother, Brighton, to make a better change. And Brighton really does make some headway. I'm like, how do I want to like thicken up the silhouette of him, which I think I will do with, let's clean this up and then just use a brush. People are racing outside right now. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, but it's like really loud out there. It's like ridiculous out there. Like, what are you guys doing? It is 3 a.m. I mean, I guess that's when they would do illicit racing. Let's see. Yes. I wanted to grab, I without fail end up grabbing this paintbrush. It's the Winsor, you can't really read the text on it anymore, but it's the Winsor & Newton Series 7 sable brush in the size 2. And it is like what they would say is the industry standard for inking and that kind of stuff. And I can't say that I have a very light touch with that brush, because I feel like I'm so heavy handed with it. but I will give it a shot. So let's see. Let's start with just going around here. I do want it to be like about this thick, because if it's not thick, then why did I pick up the brush? I could have just done that with pen, you know? Not really saying much because I want to concentrate. Yes. I really like that. I feel like it takes so much like practice to get really good with brush. Brush pen is a little different because I feel like there's so much control with those. But with a brush itself, it's like I have massive admiration for anybody who inks with a brush, period, for comic work and stuff. Because that's just crazy to me. I'm like, geez, that's so like precise and exact and detailed and all that with like a mushy brush is like crazy to me. Yeah, I really like how that bold outline is looking on him. It kind of helps differentiate him from the busy background here. Yes. And I'm like, do I have any areas that I want to fill in with black? Not a lot. Maybe like, I don't think anything I want to fill with black. Unless I want to fill in the, that'd be bold to fill in the whole background with black, but I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna like clean off this brush. And I don't know, I'd probably crop out the background of this video, but I tend to wipe my brush or my pen on my wet rag before I go into the water. I just like to keep the water as clean as I can for as long as I can. And that involves wiping off the brunt of the ink onto a rag that is already wet. And the reason why I make it wet first and keep it wet is so that it can absorb things easier. Like if you're doing it on a dry rag, it takes a second for it to absorb, and I don't like that. I just want it to be wet so that it can clean off the ink easy and not deal with any issues. So I think this is what I'm happy with for tonight. I can't imagine drawing anymore. I'm yawning for real because it's 3 a.m. So, okay. I think this is it for now. But if there's like a part 2 or whatever, I will add that into here. I really want to erase these lines. But I should wait. I should wait until like at least tomorrow or something. Okay. Bye.